I got distracted. Shocking, right? Dave getting distracted. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, it looks so hot though. Hey everyone, Dave here, back in the kitchen, and I'm ready to do some meal prep. I'm ready to get serious about my diet, maybe, hopefully. I'm so bad at dieting. If you're like me and struggling, I think meal prep might be what we need to try. And so that is why I'm gonna try to make some meal prep recipes over the next video with the help of ChatGPT. I asked it to create a meal prep recipe that we can actually get excited about reheating, because I feel like all the meal prep recipes, you go to reheat them and they're terrible. Let's see if we can actually find one that's actually good enough to get pumped. We're gonna do a couple of these videos probably. Today we're gonna start off with this ultimate, what did it come up with? Buffalo chicken meal prep. Buffalo chicken? And I'm excited about it. Now, we're just gonna get right into it like we always do. And I bought myself, because again, I was like, now I will say, ChatGPT originally said we should take some chicken thighs or chicken breasts and cook them in chicken broth on the oven in like boiling water, which I'm totally cool with. It's not a bad idea. But I was sitting there thinking like, hey, this is meal prep. I want it to be so stinking easy that it's like effortless. And so I was like, can we just use a rotisserie chicken? I think we did that in a buffalo chicken dip type recipe before, so why not do it for this as well? And ChatGPT, you know, it tends to agree with me. Agreed with me. I think it agrees with me because that's its job, you know? It's like hiring it. Using ChatGPT, which is AI, guys, in case you don't know, is like having your own personal yes man. Now, if you watched our last video, I'm sure you noticed it was really blurry and fuzzy. I was, you know, here's the thing. I just moved. I'm in a new kitchen. And during that move, I dropped my camera. I was actually amazed it was still working. And you'd think I'd be smart enough to be like, hey, before I actually hit record, maybe I should make sure the camera still looks right. No, I just hit record and I made that last video without double checking first. And of course, it looked terrible. But I released it anyways, because you know, it was where I talked about the new kitchen and the move and all this other stuff, so I felt like we should release the footage anyways. All right, guys, good news, the good stuff just arrived. Yes, that's what my wife called it. It was pretty funny. The box came and she saw it. She grabs the box and tries to take it. So what are you doing? She's like, oh, that's the good stuff. Don't you know it's Thrive Market? And so yes, literally we got a package from Thrive Market. If you don't know about Thrive Market, it's the easiest way to get your high quality groceries delivered in the mail. And I'm talking like the primo groceries, the good stuff, as my wife calls it. And so I actually did an order on there. And if you want to see, we can open it together. I did a small order just to get a few things and to try it out. Thrive Market has sponsored the video and they're doing a big sale coming up and they wanted me to let you guys know about it. It's only 4 days, so you got to get at it really quick. If you just go to thrivemarket.com/cookingwithdave, you can get in on it. It's from April 27th till April 30th, so you do got to get over there if you want to get the steals of deals, but it's always worth going there to find really great items that you can get delivered to your house for great prices. So check this out. I got the Kodiak Brownie Power Cups. My wife likes the Kodiak protein stuff, and these you just add water and, you know, get a delicious little treat if you're looking for a little treat time. I also got a box full of these low carb, kind of keto friendly beef sticks that I like personally. I always like having these in the house, easy to grab and have a little snack. This is just something I've always wanted to try, some Japanese barbecue sauce. I saw it on there and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get that. It's Bashans. And my kids love the Annie's white cheddar mac and cheese. They had that on sale. Last but not least, they also have a Rouse. I do like the Rouse. It's like the most keto-friendly pasta sauce, so I get that often. They also have a bunch of home goods, cleaning products, things like that you can get as well. Shipping was super quick and ordering was super easy. But you know it's a great brand when your wife sees the box and instantly knows what it is. There's brand recognition that this is gonna be the highest quality groceries you can get to your door. And I was really kind of excited to see her get so excited about me getting this order from Thrive Market. Now is a great time to join Thrive Market. With their friends and family sale, you're gonna get 25% off. Plus, when you go to thrivemarket.com/cookingwithdave, you'll receive an extra 30% off your first order and a free gift. Make sure you shop before April 30th so you can get in on the sale. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I like to order things online when it comes to groceries. I'm super busy and having them delivered to my door is always the best way for me to get what I need. And there's no mix-ups or crazy substitutions or anything like that. Market, you get exactly what you want, no questions asked. So I know it's kind of gross looking, but literally what we're doing is we're going in and we're just eating skin off the chicken. I mean, we're not eating the skin, guys. We're making this buffalo chicken dip, and to do so, we need a lot of chicken shredded up. It says 1 large rotisserie chicken, AKA 2 pounds of chicken meat. Now I asked ChatGPT to be a little more specific, like how many cups of chicken meat, and I believe it said 3 heaping cupfuls, but I will double check that once I get all this meat off. Are you more into the dark meat or the white meat? I like the dark meat personally on a chicken, but everyone has different preferences. Well, that's not true. In this scenario, it's about 50-50, I would say. Ooh, this knife doesn't feel very sharp. I bet it's sharp enough to cut up some chicken. Now you can shred it all with your fingers. I'm just chopping it with a knife, but whatever you prefer, to get it in some more bite-sized pieces. I don't want it to be like too tiny, but I also don't want any choking or anything like that. I think that's probably good right there. It was 3.5 heaping cups of chicken is what we need. Can we use a wooden bowl for this? That's an interesting one. I've never done that before. But I mean, do I even need to use a cutting board? So when I designed this new kitchen, I specifically was thinking of like, you know, cooking in it and also being cheap and not spending too much. So I made the whole entire countertop a cutting board, but I'm now nervous to use the counter as a cutting board because I don't want to mess it up. So what would you do? Would you use the counter as a cutting board? Yeah, basically the whole chicken is about what we need. So I'm just gonna throw it all in there. I'm gonna set that aside. And then we're going to cook up some bacon. That's what the recipe called for, of course. Let me get the bacon, set it over there. I have some bacon from Costco. I like the Costco bacon, I think it's good. But, nope, I guess that knife's dirty. When I think about like why I fail at diets, it's almost always the same thing. It's almost always lack of convenience, right? Like you're out, you're at work, you're, you know, going to a theme park, whatever it is, there's always something going on where you're going to be away from home, not able to cook easily, and it's just so much easier to just grab the Chick-fil-A or grab the McDonald's or whatever it is, and you always feel terrible afterwards. You're like, man, I wanted to eat good today. And this happened to me the other day. I was out with my dad. We're looking at a new car. Took way longer than expected. I'm 2 hours from home. I didn't pack a lunch with a cooler. I didn't think about that. And so we ended up going out to eat to a barbecue place, and I'm like, dang it, I was trying to eat good today. It's supposed to be a good day. So I'm just thinking, for me, maybe the key is to just have those delicious things in the fridge. So when 5 o'clock rolls around and I don't feel like cooking, I don't order a pizza. Instead I say, oh, I've got this really delicious thing I can throw in the microwave and enjoy. And you know, if it's keto as well, that's a double victory, right? Double wins. So that's the goal of this. Hopefully we can work it out. This one sounds really good. I hope you try it at home. Well, if it's good, let's see. I got distracted. Shocking, right? Dave getting distracted. It's a little crispy. I like my bacon crispy. It actually calls for crispy. I didn't know that it calls for charred, but it's all right. Definitely a little smoky in here now. I was trying to get all the ingredients for the next step. So as you can see, I've got like a bunch of ingredients out over here. But then I couldn't find something. Now that I found it, I'm back. I was looking in the other room. I'm really making crispier bacon than I want, but that's okay. It's fine for what this is. Now I'm just gonna throw the bacon onto the cutting board from before, let it cool off a little. We are gonna chop that up in a minute. Whew, smoking. Anyways, that's pretty easy. Cooking bacon's not hard unless you're me and get distracted. Now that it's cooked though, we can move on in peace. So we wanna get a bowl. I've got this big old vintage, what is this, Pyrex? Love this thing. Hey, if you like stuff like that, daveskitchenmarket.com is a great place to get it. Also, we're gonna be doing a snack raid train. Now that might be confusing. You might hear that and be like, Dave, what the heck is a snack raid train? We wanna add 8 ounces of cream cheese softened. Well, I'll explain a snack raid train. So a raid train is when a bunch of people come online and sell stuff in like in order, right? So it's like Bob sells something, and then after Bob sells something, Wilma sells something, and then Fred Flintstone, I don't know. You want softened cream cheese, 8 ounces, that's like a whole thing of it. So now the snack aspect is interesting. I'm just gonna plop this on here, throw it in the microwave for 10 seconds to soften it. Soften up the cream cheese, we're just gonna add it to our bowl. Okay, sour cream, we need a half a cup of it to go in with the cream cheese. But yeah, with the snack raid train on daveskitchenmarket.com, people will literally just bring brand new sealed snacks, right? Nothing used or anything. And they're going to sell them. Start them all at like $1 or somewhere around there, and do like live auctions, super fast, speedy live auctions, like 15-second, 30-second live auctions. And if you want to try them, I know someone who's bringing a bunch of snacks from Asia. I know someone else bringing a bunch of limited time snacks that were like for a specific holiday or two. It's really interesting. If you want to participate, maybe get your hands on some of that stuff, just go to daveskitchenmarket.com. The plan is to do it Friday, I think of next week or this week. I don't know. It's like Friday the 24th of April or something like that. I'm really bad at dates. It's actually one of my biggest downfalls. So if you want to make sure you don't miss it, go over to daveskitchenmarket.com and follow the marketplace, and then there'll be an announcement sent out when it starts. On the day it starts, there'll be an announcement sent out. You'll get an email or whatever, and it will say, hey, the snack show is starting now, basically. So if you just go over to daveskitchenmarket.com, hit follow on the market, you'll get it. All right, then we want to add a half a cup of ranch dressing. What's with the lid of this? I did see some video recently about what's actually in this ranch dressing, and it's not really super great, apparently. It's a lot of oil in ranch dressing, but oh well. Maybe we should make it ourselves? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How are you doing ranch dressing nowadays? So half a cup of ranch, and then we want a full cup of Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce, basically. I'm reusing the same thing just to save on dishes. So I'll just do the half cup again. And there we go, 1 cup of that. It's pretty good so far, pretty easy. I mean, I guess the hardest thing we did was the bacon, but that shouldn't have been as hard as I made it. We're now gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and a half teaspoon of chipotle powder. That's like kind of a heaping. I'm not gonna pour it all in, there we go. And then salt and pepper. Brrr. There we go. Let's stir that all up if we can. If we can. The cream cheese not quite as soft as I want it, maybe. What's up with car insurance? Listen, I don't have a car insurance sponsor, but I wish I did, and I wish they'd pay my car insurance bill, because I just got my new policy for like the next year, and it's gone up double. It's literally doubled in a year. I don't know what to do about it. I guess I could just whine on my cooking channel. Will that solve anything? This isn't maybe the right tool for the job. Will this work if I can only find one of the little mixer thingies? Guys, I'm not a professional cook. We're gonna try it. Hey, it's kind of doing something, maybe. I feel like the second one would certainly make a big difference. Let me see. Do I have it anywhere? Well, I can't find the other thing. Should I just keep trying this? What, is that the definition of insanity? Keep trying the same thing, expecting a different result? But yeah, I'm really bummed about the insurance thing. I will be honest. Do we really need insurance? I guess I do. I can get it though. I kind of can understand the people who are like, yeah, I'm just not gonna buy insurance. Make sure you buy insurance, guys. I'm not advocating for not buying insurance. I don't think it really matters that it's a little lumpy. I think it's just because the cream cheese wasn't softened enough. The reason I say that is because when I actually cook it, the cream cheese is gonna melt into like little pockets of cream cheese. And that's not something I think anyone would complain about. So let's add our chicken in to the mix here. And we'll go through like what the macros are of this if you're going to do this, so you know what kind of calories and so on and so forth to expect, what to expect when you're expecting buffalo chicken casserole. All right, so we're going to grease this baking sheet like so. And then we're gonna pour the dip into the baking sheet. Is it a baking sheet? Casserole pan? I don't know. Either way, it's what we're putting the stuff into. I guess I could be using a spatula. That would make more sense. All right, spread that out like so. I got a little on the counter, that's all right. Now we're gonna top this with 1 cup of mozzarella and 1 cup of shredded cheddar. And honestly, so far it's looking a lot like just a buffalo chicken dip. So I'm not really sure what ChatGPT is talking about. I mean, listen, hey, don't get me wrong, a good buffalo chicken dip is a great meal prep thing, and I will go back and eat it, reheat it, because it's delicious reheated. But I don't know, I thought it would do something a little more unique. But hey, you know what? Maybe not everyone knows about this. This is actually a great way to meal prep, or a great thing to meal prep if you're trying to stay keto. Throw it in the oven, 375 degrees for 25 minutes. While that cooks up, you definitely can chop up your bacon that we cooked earlier. That's gonna be a topping, which is different. Most of the time on buffalo chicken dip, you wouldn't have bacon on top. We are putting bacon on top of this, so that is unique. I'm such a pro bacon chopper. The other thing we're gonna do is chop up some green onions. All right, so green onions, again, just chop those up real quick. Wash them first, then chop them up, and that's gonna be another additional topping for our meal prep buffalo chicken. So with normal buffalo chicken dip I've done in the past as like a meal prep, I'll put it on like a low carb wrap or something like that. You can put it on lettuce, you can put it on low carb bread. You just eat it as is. My wife Tina, she just eats it as is. So you have a lot of options. Okay, so let's let it cook. We'll be back to add the finishing touches, taste it, and see how good it is. All right guys, so it's been 25 minutes. I'm gonna pull this out. Ooh, it looks good. Looks really good. Let's see here. I'm just gonna set it on top of that thingy. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Ooh, it's gonna need to cool for a minute probably. Well, the general idea is we would now take our bacon and kind of spread it across the top like so. I'm definitely gonna have to let this cool a little bit. And this is our meal prepped buffalo chicken, blah de blah de blah. Some green onions as well, buffalo chicken casserole. It says that you would take this and divide it, once it cools down, into 8 separate containers, 8 little totes or whatever. And that would be your, you know, meal prepped goodness. So, sounds pretty good to me. Oh, it's hot. Let me move this out of the way. This is me just casually realizing my apron thingy's on backwards, which means my microphone is in here. Hello guys, did you hear all that? Whatever. The food's done anyways. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, it looks so hot though. Like I said, I got the carb balance, low carb wraps. Not everyone's cool with eating those, but if you are, it's certainly an option. I mean, in moderation is probably fine. I will say, I have an amazing recipe for low carb wraps on this channel that use like cottage cheese. They're fully keto. They literally taste better than this and they don't have any crappy ingredients. So if you have the time to make yourself 15 or so, 10 or 15 wraps using that recipe, it's gonna be a little healthier than all the fillers and stuff they put in something like this. But I mean, this is pretty simple, guys. We just load it onto a wrap and, you know, take it with you to work. Load it onto a wrap at lunchtime, heat it up. Actually, I guess you heat it up, then load it onto the wrap. I don't know. And try it, and it should, listen, this one I have some experience with, because like normal buffalo chicken dip, I've reheated and it's always great as a like meal prep, make ahead kind of thing. I want to get a little more creative with the other meal preps we do on here. I'm gonna let this cool just a scotch because it's smoking hot, and then we're gonna test it out. All right, here we go. I think it's cooled down enough that it'll only moderately scorch my face. We're gonna find out. Yeah, that is delicious as I expected. I will say I don't really pre-read the recipes much. I find the ingredients list, ooh, got a good kick to it. I order the ingredients and I try to go in mostly blind when I cook on this channel. If I had done a little more thorough reading, I would have realized this is basically just buffalo chicken dip. But you know what? It is great. If you're on keto, you're trying to have a meal prep thing, this works great. Put it in a couple totes, bring it to work. We're repeating ourselves now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Watch the channel. Check out some of the other videos. Lots of great recipes on here. Click subscribe. We'll see you next time.